All right, then we have Brian Stelter. He is officially out at CNN. He signed off for the last time over the weekend. The network had cancelled his show. Look at this headline. Discovery executives flex their muscles as Stelter, Toobin shown the door at CNN. Joe Concha wrote that and is with me now. What was Stelter, what did he say on his way out, Stelter?
Well, it was one home run trot, all right, to use a baseball analogy.
Really?
Yeah. He talked about how his ratings were the highest of most shows on CNN on weekends, which is kind of like being the skinniest kid at fat camp, Stu, right? Like, yay, we have really good ratings on a network that's, a distant third in ratings. He also defended his brand of journalism, where he actually defends holding one party accountable, but not both parties accountable, right? So overall, like people say, is he out because of ratings? I guess so. That might have some things to do with it, right? He's had his lowest since June of 2001, but the network as a whole is down. He is out because he publicly took on his new bosses, particularly one guy named John Malone, Liberty Media, right?
Don't do that.
Largest shareholder,
right.
And basically called him a misinformed idiot. That he doesn't know what he's talking about. And all Malone said was, I think that CNN should go back to the journalism that it used to do instead of all the opinion and provocative stuff that makes the anchors and the hosts the story instead of the story itself, which is a pretty logical thing to say. And John Malone's been in media for a long time. And Stelter had a big issue with that and said that John Malone doesn't know what he's talking about. So when you do that, and plus off the record, Stelter reportedly was going to reporters friendly to him, bashing his new bosses. Oh. You can't have somebody create that sort of discord in your organization and expect to trust him. I am shocked, though, Stu. They put him back on the air after they fired him.
Yes, that's an interesting thing.
Because they went after Malone again yesterday. So after someone's fired, you're not getting on my air. I'm sorry, because you might say some things that I can't prevent. You're on your way out the door.
That's one network in transition, but I don't know where it's going.
No, where do I?
We've got, in her final op-ed, outgoing Washington Post columnist Margaret Sullivan offering advice to the media covering Trump in 24. She says, journalists certainly shouldn't shill for Trump's 2024 rivals, but they have to be willing to show their readers, viewers and listeners that electing him again would be dangerous. That's a tricky tightrope to walk. See, she's insisting on media bias.
Precisely.
That's what she wants.
That's the Stelter brand.
Yeah.
She used to go on that ironically named show, Reliable Sources, quite often. And that's the way some journalists see themselves now, Stu. They see themselves as activists, that they have to go out there and save the world from, say, Donald Trump or the Republican Party. Why not just, report the story? And if you want to give an opinion, give a perspective, but back it up with facts. Instead, she's literally saying, nope, you have to take a side and run with it because one side doesn't deserve fair coverage against another.
Is that the nature of journalism in today's world? You've got to be an activist. You've got to have an opinion. Mm-hmm. You've got to, not just the straight news. No, you've got to have an opinion and shape it to your politics.
You see it more.
Put that out.
Yeah, like in the New York Times, they'll have on their front page, news analysis. Watch out for that, because that really means perspective. Perspective means opinion. Opinion means taking a side. And if you're the New York Times, what side are you going to take when you haven't endorsed a Republican presidential candidate since Dwight Eisenhower, I believe it was, 1956. Think about that. That means they endorsed Mondale. I mean, that's how, in this little elitist bubble that they live in the New York Times, where they endorse the guy that won one state. That's a problem.
Do you think CNN can ever, reform itself and get away from extreme left-wing activism?
The only way they do that is by getting rid of the people that they've gotten rid of lately, right? Like Brian Stelter, hyper-partisan, cheesy host, quite frankly. Jeffrey Toobin, he was on vacation and said he wasn't coming back to the network. Probably was told, don't come back, right? And probably wants to get to know himself better, which, would probably be a very dangerous thing that there's a Zoom camera around. But overall, you have to... Bill Parcells is a great coach here. It was, anyway, here in the United States. Football, the other football. And he always would come into a team that was losing and make them winners, because you change the culture completely. How do you do that? You change the players in the field. So CNN would have to change a lot more players before we see any real changes there. And if Donald Trump runs again, then all bets are off. They'll go right back to being what they were over the last 7 years.
I think you're right. Good stuff, Joe. Thanks very much, sir.
You're all right, sir.
Yeah, no, I am. That's my phrase.
I know.